The cold at the beginning of springtime hadn't yet chased away, made hunting risky. That day, I'd gone further than usual. And, as always, there was a chance I'd come home empty-handed. Still, though, I'd at last managed to pick up the trail of a deer when fate caught up with me. But I couldn't imagine then how far it was going to lead me.
If you like painting so much, Arok, you ought to try. My work is almost over. I'll be on my way again soon. I've only stayed a few days, but I am happy I met you. You sure have a mysterious relationship with the spirits that live in these walls. Here, Arok. Keep this stone as a souvenir.
Thanks. But what is it?
It's my mark, my signature. If you see it again someday, you'll know that I've passed that way.
Klem had certainly passed this way. The resemblance between the drawing on the stone and the one in front of me couldn't have been a coincidence. These flames should be enough to keep the lioness at a distance.
Take me with you.
Be patient. You know full well that I can't. You're much too young still. But don't worry. We'll meet again. Your destiny doesn't come to a halt here. We've got great things to accomplish together. One day you'll know it's time to set out.
But where are you going?
I don't know yet. My journey is far from over. But when you're ready, look for the hill with the white grotto. I'll be there. It's not very far when you know the path through the mountain.
A path in the mountain?
To discover this route, you've got to pay careful attention to the symbols painted on the walls. If you look closely at them, they can help you manage. Nothing is ever drawn haphazardly, not even the most minute details.
In the clan, everybody knows that the mountain is dangerous.
They're right. Many people lose their way. Goodbye, Arok.
All of a sudden, Klem's words made perfect sense. The entrance to the path through the mountain had to be real close, and thanks to the signs he'd left, I'd be able to embark on it. The fresco had just offered the solution to my problem. All that was left for me to do was to make a spear thrower. It was as if the spirits of the wall had delivered a message that would help see me through. Now I just have to find a way to attach it to my wrist. Perfect! With this, I'll at last be able to get rid of that monster. My first shot with my spear thrower would have been perfect, if the stag hadn't diverted the cat. This time, the lioness wasn't about to come rushing back. The idea of returning to the clan barely passed through my mind. An irresistible impulse was driving me to seek the passage Klem had spoken of. The time to leave had at last arrived. Now it was certain I'd found the passage he talked about. And I understood the warnings of my clan. No one but Klem would venture into a place like this. This drawing bears a strange resemblance to my little painted stone. And all these little symbols seem to indicate the path to follow. Better not pass too close to him. I'm sure this painting can help me. What happened? The bear is gone, just like in the fresco. Now all I have to do is find a way to get across. That was a close call. I was almost stuck on the other side. All these paintings have enormous power. Who knows? Maybe these stags can help me cross. Wow, that was some shaky crossing. I lost some of my things, but at least I'm on the other side now. Oh, what a joy to find the open air again. And what a superb place. Lost in that gloomy labyrinth, I'd almost forgotten the hunger that was gnawing at my belly. I wonder what these symbols mean. Dinner time! At last. One salmon's more than enough for me. Hello, young man. Hello, my name is Arok. I'm glad to meet you. I haven't met anyone at all for some time.
It's true there aren't a lot of people around here. My name is Tor, and I'm glad to have a little company myself. I'm a carver, and I've been traveling a lot for some time now, in search of good raw materials and to trade. What are you doing around here?
I come from the high plateau, beyond the mountain. I'm looking for the hill with the white grotto. A painter friend is expecting me there.
I don't know that place, but I have seen quite a few paintings around here. You're probably going the right way. What's the name of the man you're looking for?
Klem.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that name.
It looks as though there might be people living up there in the cliff. I thought I saw a fire.
You're right, it's a dwelling. There are quite a few in the region. There are probably not many people there at this time of year. Most of the clans are at the Great Gathering.
What's that?
Oh, it was high time you left your plateau. The Great Gathering assembles all the clans in the valley. It's a good opportunity to share knowledge and to meet people.
I just caught a salmon. Do you want to share it with me?
With pleasure. What a great catch. It ought to be delicious, just slightly grilled. But you don't seem like a very well-prepared traveler. I've got something that ought to help you. With this, you could also make us some nice chamomile. I saw some growing in the valley. You'll do better with this. Chamomile tea is ready. It's perfect.
I'll let you drink it yourself, but as far as I'm concerned, I've never really liked that sort of thing.
Thank you. It looks delicious. Here's half of it. You look starved.
It's true. It was good. I didn't do too badly for a beginner at the cooking stone. You told me before that you were a carver. What's your specialty? Do you work with bone or wood or flint?
With flint, young man. And I'm happy to see you're interested.
They say you can recognize a good flint napper by the flint he chooses. Is that true?
That is true. Knowing how to choose a good piece of flint is the first important step. And in fact, you're going to try your hand at it. But afterwards, you mustn't use the wrong tool. All right, enough idle chatter. Show me what you can do. Prepare a flint for me.
I'd love to, but I really don't know much about it.
I'm sure you'll manage with all that. You did very well. Give it to me now, and I'll show you how to nap a blade.
Tor's gestures were perfect. I realized how lucky I was to take a lesson from such a virtuoso.
Here, Arok, take this knife. It's my way of thanking you for the meal.
Thanks very much. This blade is perfect.
You're welcome, but you had your part in it too. The flint was very well prepared.
I found some stones around here that looked like they'd been worked. Have you ever seen any like them?
Yes, these are musical stones. I found one too, and a bone that'd be perfect to strike them. You take them. I'm not very talented for that. I prefer chiseling stones. And of course, if you want to play something, you'll need at least 5 different sounds. Otherwise, it'll quickly become real boring.
I'm going to try to reach that dwelling up there. Do you know which way to go?
No, but I think that the signs left pretty much everywhere ought to help you find it. Safe journey, Arok. And who knows, perhaps we'll meet again.
Thanks again, and have a safe journey. At last, my efforts were rewarded. I left with my belly full, armed with a magnificent dagger, and firmly convinced I was on the right path. That must be the clue that was missing to find the dwelling. These symbols resemble those I just discovered. The entrance must not be far. I'd better go see if there's anyone in there first. Hello, I'm Arok.
Good to meet you, Arok. I'm Tika. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a painter. Perhaps you could help me?
Maybe. But first, we have a tradition here that you should find amusing.
Tell me.
No, that's just it. It's up to you to tell me the story of your life. Every newcomer has to introduce himself to the clan first, using objects to illustrate his tale. If you don't have what you need on you, don't hesitate to help yourself to what you find in the den. This custom allows us to begin an exchange, even if the traveler doesn't speak the same language we do. I see that we can understand each other, but I do so like stories.
My trip began when I was hunting a stag. Unfortunately, I was not the only one who had decided to go out hunting. A lioness, who was after the same prey as I was, finally chose me for lunch. I took refuge in a cave, and that's where I picked up the trail of Klem. To find him again, first I had to get out of the cave. I had to make an astonishing weapon to vanquish that wild beast. free at last, I went through the mountain on a path that Klem had spoken of way back then. It's a genuine labyrinth, decorated with red and black hands, which ends in a shaft. I climbed into the shaft, hoping to find a way out, but when I got to the top, I found myself in another cave where a huge bear was sleeping. I couldn't kill an animal that majestic, so I found a way to make it flee. I just had to cross one last pool before I got to the valley, and it's a fresco depicting stags that guided me to the exit. Once in the valley, I was famished. I decided to go fishing. I think that this time, I've at last managed to get my memories in order. Now I just have to find the objects that will best illustrate my journey. I just had to cross one last pool. Believe me, it isn't easy to catch a fish, but it sure was delicious. I shared it with a traveler, probably one of the best flint knappers in the area. To thank me, he showed me how he worked. And after following the signs in the valley, I arrived here, at your home. Tika, I know this statue doesn't look too much like you, but I hope you won't hold that against me. Now, everything's in place. My tale is over. I hope the rest of my adventure is as exciting as this. There. I finished my story. I hope you liked it. I've got to admit that I was actually afraid of that sort of special introduction, but in the end, I enjoyed it.
You did very well. It's been a long time since someone told me an adventure of that sort.
I'm sure you understood that I'm looking for a painter by the name of Klem.
I've heard of him. He lives in this region, I think. But why are you looking for him?
I met him a real long time ago, but I'll never forget how he brought forth the spirits of the rock. I'd like him to teach me to do it.
You want to become a painter? That's wonderful. In the deepest part of the dwelling, there was a splendid painting that's been worn away over the years. Maybe you could do something about it.
But
go look. You'll tell me what you think of it. There must be some rough drafts someplace, some broken tablets. One of them might have been the inspiration for the big fresco.
where in the world could they be?
Certain painters leave them with the spirits, at the very heart of the ritual sites that they awaken.
have to put some in several places if I want there to be a chance for it to work. That should do it. So here are those famous broken tablets. They're not going to be easy to reassemble. Now that the stag has appeared to me, all that's left is for me to get started and execute my first painting.
Is that the spring I heard flowing? That's extraordinary. It had dried up so long ago.
The water started flowing just when I passed in front of it.
Are you sure? It's a magic spring. The last time it furnished water was when Klem, my father, was small.
You told me that you didn't know Klem.
I know. But there's so many young people who want to learn to make the walls come alive. It's the little stone he gave you, and the spring, which convinced me you weren't like the others. I'm going to help you finish the fresco, and I'll take you to see him if we manage to get there.
What do you mean?
First, we have to find a way to cross the river. In fact, we'd better not dawdle, or else we'll be doing it after nightfall. But don't worry about that for the time being. You've got to finish the fresco. No painter has ever been accepted before he proved himself.
The fresco depicted a big stag, is that right?
Yes, absolutely. One of the most beautiful stags that Klem ever painted. Unfortunately, there's practically nothing left of it.
I'm not really sure how to go about it. Even with the tablet that was the preliminary sketch, it'll be hard to restore.
You should begin by cleaning the wall. It's covered with marks. Then, to start painting, you'll find everything you need in the ceremonial hall, or near the spring.
I noticed that it's in the hall near the spring that you smoke fish and treat skins. There's lots. There must be many of you.
When everyone is here, there are 10 of us, not counting the travelers who frequently stop over. That means many people to feed in the winter. That's why we begin laying in reserves now.
All right, I've finished painting the stag.
Very good. You haven't much left to do and you'll be finished.
I have a feeling I'm missing a tool I need to finish.
That's right. Bring back a reed. I'm going to show you something. That'll do perfectly. Go back to the Hall of the Great Stag. I'll meet you there in a minute. Oh, I almost forgot. Could you make a water skin? I lost mine, and they come in handy during a journey. Here, it's all ready.
I didn't see you come in. What are you talking about?
About this blowpipe. I made it with the reed you picked. You'll need it to finish the fresco. You're making good progress, I see. But there's still something lacking. Look closely. These must be on the tablets.
Thanks. But what's the blowpipe for?
To apply pigment on the walls.
What kind of ceremonies are carried out in this hall?
Shamanistic rites. When one of us is in danger, or we go off on a long hunt, my father calls up the spirit of the great stag to protect us. But since the painting has worn away, he's not responding as he used to.
If it's so important, why didn't Klem restore the painting?
He hasn't got the time. He wants to finish his new shrine before the others return from the gathering. You'll see. It's an astonishing cavern. Excellent. All that's left for you to do is engrave one last symbol. For that matter, it's not even totally erased. Here's your knife.
Thank you.
You've reawakened the spirit of the great stag. You really are gifted. Now, follow me. I'm going to lead you to my father.
I'm following you. Which way now?
We have to find a way to cross the river.
Isn't there another route?
Yes, but it takes several days. This way, we'll be there tonight.
We might be able to try building another bridge. That tree over there might do the job.
It's true that it seems tall enough and solid enough to help us cross. You feel like playing lumberjack?
No problem. Did you sleep well?
Very well, thanks. And as for you, I see you found that dwelling. And a charming companion.
I want to cut down the big tree near the river, but even with the dagger you gave me, I'd never be able to do it. Don't you have something a little more aggressive?
Yes, I do. Try this.
Thanks a lot for your help.
You're welcome, Arok. And good luck for what's to come.
Thanks a lot for your help.
You're welcome, Arok.
I think you've almost got it now. Give one good push. That should do it.
And we're off.
We're almost there. You can find your own way now.
You're not coming?
No, I have to gather some plants before my torch goes out.
Do you need help?
If you find some mint leaves and juniper berries, that'd be perfect. I'll take care of the roots and the flowers. Thank you.
No problem.
Follow the torches. They mark the path to the cave, and they keep the wolves away. There sometimes are wolves around here. You'll pass a first cave on the way, but don't stop there. It's a sacred site.
A shrine? I'd sure like to take a look at it.
Later, maybe. But for now, you'd better just go join the others.
The others? There are several of them?
Yes. My father doesn't work alone. You'll certainly meet Arok. He's kind of cold and very demanding, but he's not a bad sort. You'll see.
I was at last about to reach the goal of my long journey. The white grotto where I'd find Klem was now only a few steps away.
Hello, young man. What have you come here for? In case you didn't know, this place is a shrine, and you can't just go in like that.
I know. I've come to see Klem. I knew him a long time ago.
How novel. Tell me, how did you manage to get this far?
Tika showed me the way.
I see. She's always full of brilliant ideas, that one. Well, anyway, you can't enter empty-handed. You need to have your materials at least. Put together a palette for yourself, and then we'll talk about it.
Let's try to start out on better terms. My name is Arok, and you're Larik, right?
Colors and tools. Perhaps we'll chat when you've brought back all that. In the meanwhile, go away. I have things to do.
A palette? What are you talking about?
You don't seem to know very much for someone who wants to become a painter. At the very least, you've got to know how to prepare a few pigments. You'll also need a wooden tool to which we can attach some hairs. And that's enough for now. Leave me in peace.
My palette isn't ready yet. All the colors have to be moistened if I want to use them.
Very good. You see, it wasn't so complicated after all. I'm adding a black stone that can mark on the cave walls. It should prove useful. Now you may enter. Go see Klem. I believe he's expecting you.
Arok, here you are at last. I knew you'd show up one day. It's been a long time. You've changed a good deal, but I'd have recognized you anywhere. How was your journey? How did you find the entrance to the passage through the mountain?
It's the small stone that set me on the right path.
I knew you would remember it when the time came.
How could you be so sure that I would come?
A long time ago, Arok, at the time when my master discovered this cave, I had a strange dream, and I saw you. You were causing the spirits on the walls of the cavern to dance. And a few years later, when I stopped over where your clan was living, I recognized you right away. But it was still too soon. Even without the help of the little stone, you would have arrived here one way or another. It's the cave itself that chose you.
Why didn't you bring me with you back then?
I know you were disappointed, but I just told you. It was still too soon. You were too young yet, and I had a long journey to achieve, and so much to learn. When I see you today, exactly as you appeared in my dream, I know the time has come to awaken the spirits.
Maybe your dream had another meaning. I'll never be able to make the walls speak as well as you do.
You're more than capable, Arok. Otherwise Tika wouldn't have led you here, and Larik wouldn't have let you enter so easily.
Easily? That's going a bit far.
Don't hold it against him. I'm the one who asked him to allow only initiates to enter. This grotto is sacred. We can't permit just anyone to come into it. But I knew that you would pass our little trial. Your place is here, Arok. For that matter, you ought to be getting to work.
What should I begin with?
It's up to you to discover that. Immerse yourself in the cavern. Observe its shapes closely. Notice how it reacts to the light that strikes it. Everything begins with the manner you're able to look at it. What you're seeking, Arok, is already in the rock. It's up to you to awaken it.
But how?
Don't ask so many questions. You have a gift, and when the time is ripe, you'll know how to use it.
Klem asked me to help him paint, but he didn't tell me what to do.
You have to figure that out for yourself by observing the rock, its volumes, the way light reflects on it.
Well, Klem told me the same thing, but I can't find anything.
I might have something to help you. Will you do me a favor in return?
Maybe. What is it?
I've misplaced a bull roarer. If you find it for me, I'll give you what you need.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I hadn't imagined that there were several of you painting the same cave.
It's an exhausting job for a man on his own. And the stories that Klem brings out of the walls only make sense when they're shared.
Is it Klem who taught you to paint?
Yes, we've painted a few caves together, but this one has something really special about it. It's a little like the center of the earth here.
You're right. It is a sublime sight. I came through several grottos on my way here, but none of them released as much strength or character. And then, there are these white walls. It's almost as if they've always been waiting for us to come to awaken them.
That's exactly it. When I came here for the first time, the walls were still lifeless. And yet we already knew that this cavern would become the most powerful of all our shrines. Klem has been waiting for you a long time. He often spoke to me of you and of his dream. Try not to disappoint him.
Well, what do you think of the cave?
It's superb. And did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, I did. I'm just missing the mint and the juniper berries. Did you find them?
Yes, I've got everything you asked for.
Very good. I really wasn't up to going back to look. Thank you. That's perfect.
I didn't realize you knew your plants so well.
My mother was a healer. She taught me everything I know.
Are you a healer too?
Yes, a little. But today I'm not going to make you one of my usual preparations.
What are you making?
A mixture of roots, leaves, flowers, and berries. It's only made for important meetings.
What meeting are you talking about?
You've not come here by chance, Arok. Tonight, you will draw out the last spirit still imprisoned in the rock, and my preparation will maintain your senses alert.
It's a good thing you warned me that Lascaux was a bit cold. I thought he'd never let me in.
He made you prepare his famous palette, I suppose.
Exactly.
He always does that. Lascaux really knows how to prepare colors, but he has a hard time establishing contact with the spirits of the walls. He doesn't have the gift that is shared by you and Klem, and sometimes it makes him bitter.
But I don't have that gift. Klem also spoke to me of that ability to see the spirits. But I'm like Lascaux. I don't see them.
You're wrong, Arok. The spirits don't always reveal themselves, even to those who possess the gift. Do you really think that everyone can see the spirits of the animals living on the rock? You'd never have crossed through the passage in the mountain if you weren't able to talk with the spirits.
Lascaux asked me to find a bull roarer, but I don't know where to look.
He's always losing something. Go look in the big tree near the place where the two of us arrived. That's where he usually goes when he wants to be alone. If you ask me, that's where he left it.
I'll go look there. Thanks for your help. What's that noise? Tika mentioned wolves to me, but I didn't really expect to meet them. thought I'd never be able to return. Wolves were blocking my route.
It's true. There's a pack living near here. Usually we try to avoid them, but in fact, I don't think they're really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not as sure of that as you seem to be.
I'd sure like to get closer to them. I'm sure they'd let me.
If I were you, I'd think twice about all those weird ideas that pass through your head. Come on, don't sulk. I was just kidding.
I'll let it go this time. But one day you'll see that I was right, Arok. I'm sure that animals can be useful to us in other ways than as prey. In the meantime, go back to your painting. Otherwise, you'll never finish.
Excellent. You found it. Here's what I promised you.
A bull! It's really magnificent. Did you make it?
Yes, that's what I do to pass the time when I'm not busy.
But I don't really understand what use it'll be to me.
Think of light and shadow, Arok.
Your figurine was a great help. The spirit of a gigantic bull appeared.
When the spirits refuse to reveal themselves, there are sometimes tricks of the trade we use to invoke them. This figurine has a bit of the spirit of the animal in it, and the bull responded to its call.
I have another problem. I can't reach certain parts of the wall to paint the bull. I saw that there was this wooden structure, but it wasn't very serviceable.
That's true. It's too old. It should be rebuilt. Klem has another technique, but it requires a great deal of dexterity. He'll probably show you. In the meantime, the simplest thing for you to do would be to find a dead tree. There are plenty around here. The branches on the sides will allow you to climb up it.
Thank you, Larok. Given all the trees I'd cut, I was beginning to get the hang of it. A little trimming, and it'd be perfect.
Did you know this painting technique?
No. What's that tool?
It's just a wad of animal skin attached to a long pole. It's very useful for reaching the top of the walls.
Oh, I should have thought of that before I cut that tree down.
A wooden structure works very well, too. Painting from a distance requires a lot of experience. You'll do better that way.
I finished the big bull.
I saw it. It's superb.
What must I do now?
Don't be in such a hurry, Arok. Observe the bull that you've just painted carefully, and tell me what you see. You're not shocked by anything? Nothing's missing?
Yes, he seems a little alone.
Exactly.
So I ought to paint another one?
Don't take things so literally. I remember that when you were a child, you liked music. Do you have an instrument?
Of course. I have some musical stones.
Music has the power to bring men closer to the spirits. Play, Arok. Try to tame the spirit of the great bull.
When I was coming, I saw the entrance to another grotto, a sacred site according to Tika.
It's not another cavern. It's the same one. There's a passage leading to that part, but it's narrow and steep.
Why is that part closed off?
The paintings I did there have a particular sense, a special power. That day, it wasn't just the spirit of a solitary bison that appeared to me. With it, both strong and vulnerable, there was the spirit of man.
A little like in that cavern where you painted that display of different colors?
Yes, something like that. That scene comes back to me frequently. I still haven't understood why. Maybe the spirits want to convey a message to me.
Could I go see?
Later. For the time being, you still have work to do here.
You were right. Music has power over the spirits.
It has a power for those who know how to heed its call. These bulls that you have brought to life are magnificent, Arok. My dream did not deceive me.
What's that strange painting next to Larok? I didn't see it when I arrived.
It's the prime spirit of the cavern, the most powerful depicted here. But it's remained unfinished. You must finish it, Arok. Go see what it inspires in you.
You said it was your master who discovered this cave?
Yes, it's Trajar who discovered the entrance. It was a long time ago. I must have been about your age. We had gone hunting, Trajar, two of our friends, and I, when he caught sight of a reindeer. He shot out in pursuit of the animal without waiting for us to follow. We searched for him in vain for some time. Then suddenly, I heard him call me. I rushed toward the voice, but I still couldn't see him. It took me a few minutes to realize his voice was coming from inside the hill. He had followed the reindeer until he saw it disappear behind some bushes. When it didn't come out, he moved closer, and that's how he discovered the entrance to this grotto. I'll always remember that night. We celebrated that fabulous discovery by feasting on Trajar's reindeer. It was delicious.
Was it with him you started painting the cave?
Yes, we painted the red cows and the horses together, but soon afterwards, life departed his body. Trajar knew about my dream, and before dying, he asked me to set out in search of the man who one day would make the spirits of our shrine dance. That's when I began my journey. I knew that you would awaken the great sorcerer. Now the cavern has all its power. I can feel it living. But you've still got work left before the great ceremony. Look closely. The fresco is not entirely complete. It's still lacking a little life, a little color.
What does the ceremony consist of?
Once all the spirits are present, we'll invoke the great sorcerer so that he can awaken them. Remember my dream, Arok. You're the one who will make them dance.
I think my work is finished, Klem. What do you think of those little stags?
Your stags are fine. Look, it's as if they were capering about. But your work is far from over, Arok. In fact, your true mission hasn't even begun. Above all, though, I have something to ask of you.
I'm listening.
Go to the cave's other entrance and clear a passage through the branches. Just behind them, you'll find a ritual headdress and a very beautiful oil lamp. Bring them to me. I need them for the ceremony.
I'll go right away.
Sit down, Arok. Your encounter with the spirits will happen very soon.
I found what you asked me for.
Perfect. Put everything here. Now taste Tika's concoction. We've already drunk some while we were waiting for you. It has astonishing qualities. You'll see.
It's true. Her concoction was astonishing. I couldn't say what its influence was on the events that followed. But Tika has always known how to keep her secrets. Those look like my musical stones.
These musical stones belong to Trajar. He liked to play them when we were painting together. He offered them to me before he left to join the spirits. This is the first time I've taken them out since then. They're for you, Arok.
Thanks, Klem. They're magnificent. But why are they painted this way?
Trajar said it was necessary to associate the music of the stones with the echo of the rock to locate all the spirits of the cave, especially those that are hiding behind the others.
May I try playing them?
Of course, Arok. You even have to do more than that. It's thanks to them that you'll awaken the spirits. But use your own as well. Who knows? They might answer each other. You're doing very well. I wasn't mistaken. Now the time has come to awaken the Grand Sorcerer, Arok. I can already feel him muttering. always knew that you would not be just a simple painter, Arok. Now, see and hear the great tale of the spirits. It is for you that they dance.
That night would remain a unique memory. It was as if everything that had taken place in the cave had some deep meaning that we couldn't make out. Something that was beyond our ability to understand. Right there in front of us, all the spirits had come alive and were dancing together. Unless encouraged by the Prime Mover, they were engaged in the fiercest battle their world had yet seen.